Hey everybody, thank you very much for tuning into the channel. Wanted to make this video in response to probably one of the most common scenario questions that I get, which is asking about if you can use a conventional loan to purchase a fixer-upper property and even roll in some of the costs of the repairs so that after closing you fix it up and then just keep making those payments. The main challenge with that is that conventional loan programs, you have to obviously have it appraised. And at the appraisal step, it needs to come in on value, and then you're only going to be allowed to borrow a percentage of that appraised value, right? And so let's say that you're going to put 10% down, right? That means you're only going to be allowed to borrow 90% of the appraised value. And if it's a fixer-upper, well, then it's probably going to get valued down here, and that's probably not going to get you to where you want it to be unless you have a bunch of additional cash that you can put in. And also, any repairs that get called out that are, like I said, structural, health, or safety related, those things are going to need to get fixed before you can close and before you can move in. So essentially, you'd be paying money to fix what technically belongs to another person's property before we could close, which we help folks do it. It is possible to do it, but obviously those costs of the repairs are not getting rolled into the loan, and they're having to get done before we can close. And so those are some of the reasons why there's not like conventional loan programs where you can roll the repair costs into the loan, is because it has to appraise on value and then not need any repairs for us to be able to close on it, right? Now, there are other loan options that we have access to in Puerto Rico too, but basically, those loan programs can let you roll in some of the costs of the financing, roll in some of the costs of the repairs into the loans, but basically you'd get reimbursed once you provide invoices that the work's done. That those funds would get reimbursed to you after the fact, right? And that's more of like a private lending situation, not like a conventional loan. That would be a very short-term loan, like a hard money private lenders type situation. You'd have to have an exit strategy from that loan, whether it's to refinance. Once all the repairs done, you could refinance into a conventional loan at that point, because now you would have done a bunch of the repair work, and hopefully the value, that would have improved the value, right? And so that can be an answer to those folks that want to purchase a fixer-upper, include some of those rehab costs into the loan, and then refinance into a more conventional loan program. But as far as like buying a fixer-upper with a conventional loan that also includes repair costs, that's not really a thing, right? So you have to be a little bit creative, especially in the market right now. I'm recording this in August of 2023, and the mortgage market, they're reducing their risk. They're tightening their belt, and they are trying to be as safe as possible. With rates are up, and some mortgage companies are folding, and it's like a whole thing. And so for that reason, they're not looking to add risk to the situation, like having to include repair costs and those kinds of things. So that's a little bit of info of why you can't use the conventional loan to roll in the cost of repairs for a fixer-upper, but there are still some other options. Happy to explore those options with anybody watching that has questions, right? So feel free to reach out to me. My contact info will be in the description here. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.